Hello everybody, welcome to the shop. Today I'm going to be going over my Husqvarna 235 chainsaw. Saw's giving me some issues, just kind of wants to bog when I go to cut. You know, it'll cut for a minute, then it won't idle right afterwards. So like I say, I can get it running pretty good before I start cutting. Once I touch the wood with it, she gets scared. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this saw apart. Like I said, I've already had it apart before previously and messed with the messed with the carburetor in it, done a few things. But I'm going to go over how I'm going to change the carburetor out. I've ordered a new carb off the internet. I got this on Amazon and it has cost me, I think, 13 or 14 bucks. So it's been a pretty inexpensive purchase, so I can get this thing running instead of having to take it to somebody. But I'm going to kind of show you how I get to it and change the carburetor. So here we go. Let's see. I'm going to take this chain and bar off just to give me a little more working room here on the bench while I'm going over it. Take this top cover off. Got a T20 bit. Alright, there's what she looks like. So I've got to get this carburetor out. Let me just show you what you'll run into. So take this front cover plate off. Notice this last time, like you're going to change your filter. You'll see the old carburetor's held in way down here with these two 8mm nuts. We got to try to get access to that. I can't really get anything on it, so I'm gonna have to take this little cover off. To do that, I got to get this frame piece out the way, part of the handle and all. So I'll do that first. That would be an Allen wrench. That's it. And it torques. Okay, I'm going to disconnect this trigger here so I can pull this frame part off. One more screw holding the frame. All right. Now once you get down to this point, it looks like screw holding it in. Little tiny screw. And it'll just pop right off. Bring our throttle linkage through the boot here on it. And now we have access to our 8mm nuts. Looks like we got a little screw. That's a big screw. Do this connection for your kill switch. And we have one more connection. Actually, I can leave that connected. Just kind of hang it over right there. And the old carburetor should come right off. Pay attention to kind of how everything is laid out when you take it apart. Fuel lines look good. They're not dry rotted or anything. So I'm going to leave the same fuel line on it. I believe my kit came with new fuel line, but we'll hold on to it for another day if it craps out on us. So a little gas will come out. What you can do is open up your cap. Get some of that damn pressure off. There we go. I'm going to take our other line off. Prop this up on this top. Okay, let me take my pocket knife and open this. See what we got in the kit. Ordered this kit a little while back. Alright, we got a new gasket. Like I say, that new fuel line, new filter, we'll use that. Even came with my whole specific carburetor wrench. This one is a splined. There's different kinds. There's our carburetor. So we pay attention to the old one we took off. Had a gasket on the back side of it. So now she sits just like this. Have my new carburetor. I'm going to put my new gasket on. Pay attention to how it lines up. Okay. New carburetor. This side would be the choke side, so you want this side to face outwards. This has your throttle butterfly valve. So we're gonna put our choke lever in position. And I believe, yeah, she sits like that. Take our upper fuel line, stick this one on the bottom, Slide it right in position. We can try to put this on, but I believe we can do it after the fact. Probably with no problem. Now that all tucks away back in there. That was one of the things to watch out for. Make sure that's going back in the track when you put it all back together. Make sure nothing's behind that mating surface when it's getting pushed back down. Right, that all is back together. That controls our throttle. Here's our choke lever. Seems to be in position like it should. Now we can put our little plate back on. And our little tiny screw over here at the side. Put that back in next. Zoom out a little bit. Alright, that's back in position. All this works as advertised. We can go ahead and put our filter back in. And this filter keeper, I guess, sits down in a little groove. It'll push right back into position and hold itself. Alright, now we have those into position. Start putting our frame back together. Turn it. On the bottom. Okay. Now we'll put this handle back together. Let me get this out of the way for the time being. Alright, now we'll put our handle cover back on. So our top one was the Allen one. Our back one. The flange on it right there. Alright, now that's all back. We can look down and see our throttle is moving. Choke lever works. Everything looks all right. So we got our fuel hooked back up. Go ahead and prime a little bit of gas through it. Make sure it ain't leaking like a sieve. I have my choke on. I'll try to start this thing. She's running a whole lot better already. I ain't even done any adjustments to the carburetor at all. Pushing a little bit of oil out. Two nuts are tight, everything's back together. We'll try her out, do a couple of test cuts here.